Hello, Libra, and welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, my name is Jane. So this month is a really cool month. I'm very excited about August. I think this is kind of the month where we really start to awaken as the sun comes into its dignified position here in Leo, and then we move on into Virgo, which is going to help with the activity levels, which can be really, really fantastic for us. Now, I do apologize. I did not do the July astrology videos. For those of you who have been with me on my journey know that I have some health issues. And actually, June and July, there were some things that came up and it was just a lot harder to do things. I have to prioritize my Soul Seekers group, so I always try to get their content out. This month, I am hoping to do the August. We'll see how everything goes, the August astrology videos, so keep your eyes open for that. If I don't get it, it's probably just because I'm struggling just a little bit. So feel free to watch these tarot readings for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. If you're here for love, you can certainly check out your Venus sign as well. And that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for being here. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and pull a card from my intuitive deck to start with. So what is it that Libra needs to know? Okay, things are feeling a little, I don't want to use the word complicated, but that's the word I am feeling pulled to use. But it's like things are complicated and yet simple at the same time. This is the classic Libran paradox. Maybe there are lots of options. Maybe the path is really hazy. Maybe you really don't feel clear about stuff. And yet, in the morning when you wake up, you probably have a pretty clear idea of what needs to be done today. And I think that's just kind of the sweet spot. I think this is where Libra needs to be. Kind of in that middle ground of having absolutely no idea and knowing that what you do today is enough. Now, I know that we as human beings, we all kind of have these visions and long-term projections of what we want in our lives. But for some reason, I feel like Libra is sort of connecting with something, and that's going to be a long process. Not to bring you down or make you feel, pessimistic about how all this is going. I think it's going to be a really controlled transition for Libra. Really controlled and really almost kind of unnoticeable. And this month, it's possible that all you really need to do right now is just focus on the things that bring you the greatest joy. Focus on the things that you can give life to. The things that, make you feel like you're channeling, you're connecting, you're kind of losing time, or you're coming out of time, if you will. Finding the passion with something, whether or not it has anything to do with your long-term goals or not. I think Libra is going to have a lot of faith right now, even though the evidence of everything, like if you look at what is in your life, maybe there's not a lot of evidence that suggests that things are moving in that right direction or that something is coming. If you really look at your reality, you're probably like, I have no freaking clue how this is ever going to happen. And yet, I think that's where the faith really kicks in. So waking up in the morning and just doing what you need to do is the absolute best strategy right now, and making time for the things that really make your heart happy. That's going to be the goal for Libra. All right, so let's take a look at a major arcana card. What is it that Libra needs to know here for August? The Wheel of Fortune. All right, well, there you go. That pretty much solidifies exactly what I was saying. The Wheel of Fortune is not a sudden movement. The Wheel of Fortune, as I always say, it's breadcrumbs. It's slow awakenings. It's a slow development until we reach our final goal. But the Wheel of Fortune is always good. It feels good. This is why doing things that feel good right now, and I'm not saying to shirk your responsibilities. I'm not saying to only do things that feel good. Obviously, you still have to live your life and pay your bills and do your normal life things. But consciously choosing things that help you to flow, help you to create is going to be highly advantageous for you right now. There's a lot beyond your realm of perception. Okay? So I don't know. I mean, again, this is the Libra paradox. On one hand, you can take a look at where you're at and accept, like, okay, well, this is where I am. But then on the other hand, I also think you shouldn't fully trust where you are because there is so much outside of what you are capable of perceiving. Perfect Libra middle ground there. So let's see what comes out in the environment, or who is in the environment you need to be aware of. Okay, we have the Page of Coins. So this is definitely a messenger. I don't know that this is anyone that you can predict right now. Like, I don't know that you can sit there and say, oh, this is going to come from that person. Probably not. Okay, this is probably someone kind of unexpected, or someone that you don't really know who they are right now. You haven't met yet, that type of thing. The Page of Coins is often a pleasant surprise. And I think the coin that this person is giving you, or the offer, right, or the words of affirmation, or whatever it is that this Page of Coins is giving you, this gift, is here to help kind of egg you on with doing this Wheel of Fortune type of stuff, doing your creative things, doing the things that help you get in that flow state. It's going to be a method that the universe is going to use to help you to encourage, because I think you're ready for this Wheel of Fortune, Libra. I think you're ready for a lot of really good things to come. And what happens when the South Node comes into our sign is there's often a lot of release with that South Node. The South Node can be a tough transition for sure, or a tough transit, but a lot of good comes with it. We're kind of trading one destiny for the next destiny, or one chapter for the next chapter. So this is more about the next chapter manifesting, rather than it is about closing out the last. The last is going to close out naturally and organically on its own, so you don't really need to worry so much about that. You may need to still keep things going. Like, let's say it's a job. The old job will eventually fizzle out, and you'll eventually find a new job. But you don't need to focus so much on, I hate this job, I don't want this job, I have to get out of it. Instead, put all your energy and effort into finding the new one. And chances are this Page of Coins says, like, yes, that's the right track for you. That's the right choice. That's the right method to use right now. Okay. Libra, what else? What else does Libra need to know for the 9-card block here? Fulfillment of wishes. Beautiful. We always love that card. Rest and rejuvenate. And disruption. That's like the Tower card. Well, I like the Tower with the Wheel of Fortune, actually. To me, I always say the Tower is like a Wheel of Fortune in disguise. So you're kind of getting a double Wheel of Fortune, if I can say it that way, although this doesn't usually feel like it. But the disruption really is something kind of coming in strong. This can come in as a desire. It can come in as something that someone says. It can come in as an offer, or it can come in as someone is leaving, or you decide to leave, or whatever it is. The disruption, or the Tower card, is both an ending and a beginning all wrapped up in one. That's usually why it's so dramatic, because it's like, boom, all the triggers get pulled all at once, and all of a sudden you're kind of in this new place. Now, this is probably an effect, right? This is not anything to get too worked up about, because this is an effect of what happens when we're aligned like this with the Wheel of Fortune. When we're in that nice balanced place and we're progressing and we're growing and we put ourselves in good feeling situations, it's only natural that the ones that no longer fit fall away. So as much as I said this is a slow progression, I think that Tower card is going to come in and kind of speed things up a little bit. This is probably something to look forward to, especially when we're concerned about the fulfillment of our wishes. You know, that we're trying to, I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling something magical coming through, like a very wish upon a shooting star type of quality. And I don't know if you've cast those types of wishes recently, Libra. I don't know why I'm feeling that per se. I don't always see Libra as being like kind of an up in the clouds fairy tale type of sign. But if you have been lately, if you've been feeling like, oh my gosh, I really would love this, and you're feeling so flowery about it, I say that's wonderful. That's great. Because it's likely that those things are coming to fruition for you. And that is exactly what is beyond your perception. Rest and rejuvenate. Take some time. Recharge your body. If you're someone who likes to have that adrenaline, or maybe you drink a lot of caffeine, or you have kind of circumstances in your life that sort of grit on your nervous system a little bit, this is probably going to be a time for you to really unplug and, you know, kind of disconnect from all those types of things. Let your body reset. Go into a reboot mode, because you might need it for whatever this disruption is. This is probably something I would recommend doing like right now, beginning of August. Get into that rest and rejuvenate mode. Allow yourself to relax, especially with your ruling planet in a retrograde right now. You know, allow yourself to just kind of regroup, as it were, because you may need that for whenever this shocking or disrupting event occurs. Please keep in mind that this Tower card, it's not always external. It is commonly internal, where we see something a different way all of a sudden. Sometimes it is just a perspective shift. Okay? So just because we get that card does not mean your whole world is falling apart. But it's exactly what you need in order to continue to nurture this Wheel of Fortune. Recognition and reward. Temptation and the heart chakra. So it really does feel like whatever it is that's blossoming in your life, whether it's a new business idea, a new relationship, kind of just a new type of lifestyle that you're wanting to experience, whatever it is, it seems to me that you're going to have a lot of success with that. That it's going to ultimately work out, and it's going to be an important stepping stone for you in order to achieve the ultimate goals that you have for yourself. This is not a time to discount some of the random things that pop into your mind or the random desires that you have. You know, I'll use a very Leo season example, if I may. Let's say all of a sudden one day you wake up and you say, I want to learn how to paint. I've been using the painting example for a while now. I wake up one morning and I say, I want to learn how to paint. So I go and I buy, you know, a few canvases. I buy some acrylics or oils and some brushes and all the things that go along with it. And I sit down and I start painting. Well, that doesn't, like, maybe, like where did that come from? Why now all of a sudden? Why now and not 10 years ago? Right? And yet, for some reason, it feels like it's an important piece of your puzzle, Libra. It's random and unexplainable and irrelevant, because it's probably something irrelevant to the grand scheme of your current life right now, you know? Like, let's say you already have a business, and now all of a sudden you're like, I want to start a new business. And you're like, wait a second, maybe I should focus on the first one and make sure the first one continues to grow and succeed. But maybe it's the second one that's going to take you to the top. Or maybe it's the second one that's going to help the first one. You know, you never really know how all these dots are going to connect. But I'm seeing such positive reinforcement here. The cards are saying, go for it, do it, try it, experiment, play with it. You know, like, please do not sleep on that kind of stuff. Now, the temptation card here, which is the devil, is in the very center of the reading. Of course, I'll put 3 more cards out. But it tells me that there's a massive ego thing going on here. and that there are going to be a lot of fears that surface. There's going to be a lot of narratives that try to talk you out of something or try to convince you otherwise or try to tell you it's a waste of time or it's ridiculous or it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. And this is going to really come and sort of quash the spirit, I think. And this may come from other people, but I think more than likely it's going to come from yourself. And when we start having those narratives and then we reject the calling, the thing that we're feeling called to do, we tend to self-abandon. Right? We abandon ourselves and we lose that connection with spirit or our higher self. And when that connection is, well, I'm not going to say we lose it, but we just stop listening to it. And when we stop listening to it, that's when we tend to get lost, or that's when we tend to lock ourselves into a box, right? Like, let's go back to the business example. You have one business, now you're getting an inkling to start another, but you're like, well, I need to stay disciplined. I need to stay focused. I need to make sure I dedicate all my time to this, you know. Well, you're putting yourself in a box. You're limiting your expansion at that point. All right, Jupiter in Taurus is demanding that we bring new life into things. Remember that Taurus is the zodiac sign opposite of Scorpio, which is the sign of death, which means Taurus indicates life. So it's important that we are bringing things to life right now, not to mention it's also Leo season, which is, you know, like the season of giving birth. It's literally connected with children. So if you're not bringing something to life, I think you're missing out on something really, really special. And with the heart chakra, you know, the heart space is really in the lead right now. I've been saying this for a really long time. Cancer season and Leo season specifically, these are not necessarily times to be all logical. Okay, right now we have Mercury in Virgo, which is a logical placement usually, but it's going to be preparing for a retrograde. Okay, it officially goes retrograde on the 23rd of August. So for the bulk of August, it's going to be in its pre-shadow phase. And whenever there's a Mercury retrograde, you know, our minds are just working differently. We're receptive in different kinds of ways. So it's not a time to justify and rationalize everything, because if you do that, you're cutting yourself off from so many possibilities. And your heart doesn't want that. And if you do it, your heart is going to win, and it's going to create a disruption that's probably bigger than you expect. I feel like this is a time for Libra to be bold and extraordinarily courageous. And I think you want that, Libra. I think Libra wants to be someone who kind of stands out ahead of the rest, who wants to be special and recognized. We have the recognition and reward. You want to be up there. You want people to see you. And this is not an ego thing, right? This is an indication that you've lived a life according to the way your heart spoke to you, and that it mattered to people, that people valued it. They valued what you brought to the table. That's what recognition and reward really is. Knowing and getting that reassurance and that validation that our life was valuable. Okay? Let's see. Last set of cards for Libra. Let's move these up a little bit. We have material harvest. I'm really loving this whole column here. Truth, which is like the judgment card. And firm foundation. Okay. So there are going to be epiphanies, and it's not just coming through here, it's coming through this one as well. Truth. the truth that can be quite disruptive. And then there's that tendency to push against the truth with that temptation card. Because the temptation card just wants us to keep everything the same because there's no threat there. Although there is still a threat, but at least it's like a known world. The threat really is stagnation, right? Stagnation and disconnection. But you're being pushed into this whole new mental realm where you see yourself differently, you see the world differently, you experience the world differently. And with the 9 of Coins here, it tells me that you're just generally in a really good place. Or at least the higher self thinks so. I don't know how you feel about it, but your higher self thinks you're in a really good place. It thinks you're in a place that's ready. I think there's a lot of reason for you to have confidence with what it is you're putting together and the changes that you're making. A lot of reason for you to have confidence and a lot of reason for you to feel that you do have something of value. Now this one here, the firm foundation, because what I'm really sensing is that this is probably not a time. Now you might be learning new things, but I think you're really applying a lot of the old things you already know. I don't think Libra is starting from complete scratch here. What we're doing is we're transferring attention. We're taking what we already do or what we already know, and we're redirecting it to something new. So you already have something strong behind you. You're leveraging your current strengths, or you have the option to anyway, to leverage your current strengths. So it's not like you're out there, without any kind of a safety net or anything, because you've got you. You've got all your past experience, you've got all your knowledge, you have all your skills, you have all of, whatever else you've got. You've got all of it. No one's taking it away from you. No one is trying to, I don't know, like there's no, I don't know. There's just no reason for you not to be confident, I guess is what I'm trying to say, really. No reason for you not to be confident, okay? This is an exciting time, I think, especially with these 3 cards here. Fulfillment of wishes, recognition and reward, and material harvest. All those cards directly in a row tell me that this is absolutely the right thing. So whatever it is you're thinking, whether you're doing it or thinking it, I don't know where you are in the process, but like just do it or keep doing it. Okay, let's pull out the clarifiers. So the cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we'll cover in the comprehensive reading. The link for that will be found below. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards, so you'll definitely, we'll get more layered, more deep into all of this. So let's start by clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. What else does Libra need to know about the Wheel of Fortune here? Beautiful Ace of Cups. The Sun. Four of Swords. Okay, so, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, Libra. It just feels like there's a lot of really good stuff on the horizon for you right now. Like really good stuff. In the environment, we have the World, we have the Hanged Man, and the Two of Wands. Okay, let me grab the other deck here. And for the Nine of Cups, let's see. Page of Cups, Seven of Wands. Ooh, Nine of Swords. Your own wishes stress you out, huh? Okay, Two of Swords. And another Four of Coins, okay. King of Wands. Six of Wands. Two of Cups. Okay, Three of Wands. Page of Coins, another Page of Coins, and a Four of Cups. I'm really liking all the fours coming out. Temptation, 10 of Wands, the Hanged Man, 9 of Coins, 7 of... So something feels scary. You know, something feels scary. And this is a matter of not knowing which part of yourself to trust, because maybe all the voices in your head, they all seem valid. And it's hard to differentiate between which voice is the fear versus which voice is the intuition. Temperance. It's hard when we have a lot of options in front of us because we don't want to make a mistake, because we don't want to waste time, but we also don't want to just sit here and do nothing. So it feels like you're feeling that urge to do something, but you just want to make sure you're doing the quote-unquote right thing. But we'll talk about it in the comprehensive. So if you want to join me, Libra, you are more than welcome. Again, all the info is down below. Thank you so much. You know, I love you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.